Okay. I'll try to reach him at the Chronicle.
Who are you reaching at the Chronicle, me?
Sergeant Brubaker.
Sergeant Brubaker? Why?
Oh, then you don't know. I heard it on the radio when I was coming home from the hospital, and then I read it right here.
Sebastian Knight? Killed Kate Phillips?
Mm-hmm. He confessed after he was caught coming out of Lee Carruthers' office.
This means Stacy's innocent. Stacy won't have to stay in prison anymore.
Well, that's one of the questions I want to ask Sergeant Brubaker. So I'm going to go down to the paper, and if he isn't there, I'll have Jean fill me in.
Does Dr. Phillips know about this?
Well, that's what's strange. There was no answer at the clinic when I called there. Now, look, I'm not going to be long. There's a casserole in the oven, so when the timer buzzes, just to turn it off, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Miriam, hi, come on in.
What's are you leaving?
Yeah, I was just on my way out the door. What can I do for you?
Well, actually, it's Peter I came to see.
Oh, well, then be my guest. I'll be back shortly.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Well, if you came to talk to me, it's probably about Courtney.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly why I'm here.
Miriam, don't bother, okay? Everything's been said, and there's really nothing you can tell me that I don't already know.
Now, don't be so sure of that. Did you know that Courtney's made up her mind to marry Vaughn?
Of course I did.
But wait, Peter, she doesn't intend to wait. She wants to get married now.
What?
Courtney intends to marry Vaughn Sumner as soon as possible.
What about the car?
It was rented under an alias, Princess. There is no need to worry.
Good. Somebody checks the plane, make sure that it is fueled and ready to go.
Yes, Princess.
There's no need to worry, Princess. No one knows that we are here.
Perhaps, but I will not feel safe until we are out of this country, not a moment sooner.
If you don't mind, Princess, I will be happy to guard the Bible for you.
That will not be necessary, Felix. I will not let this out of my sight until it is safely in the hands of my father.
As you will.
Jean? Jean!
You'll have to wait. I'm in the middle of a story.
Look, this isn't going to take long.
I
It's
said
just...
you'll have to wait.
Okay. Fine.
Copy. What do you want?
I came by to talk about Stacy.
What about her?
I went by the jail and she wasn't there. They said that she went up to the state capitol for some more tests or something. Is that true?
It is.
Is that all? I mean, do you know exactly where she is? I'd like to talk to her.
Is it really important that you know where she is?
Of course it is, Jean. I care for her. I want to talk to her.
You know, buddy, you've got an awful lot of nerve coming down here asking about Stacy. If you really cared about her, you would know exactly where she is.
Look, Jean, I didn't come down here to start a fight. Okay?
Why did you come down here? To ease your conscience?
Look, I care for Stacy, whether you realize that or
Listen,
not.
you don't care about Stacy. I mean, the times that she needed you most, you take off every time some little crisis comes up.
I guess I made a mistake coming down here in the first place.
Yeah, I guess you did. Hey, Prescott. I take it you haven't read this, huh?
Is this true?
Yes, it is true. Stacy did not kill her mother.
I can't believe it.
Well, you better believe it because I was there when Sebastian confessed.
What does this mean for Stacy?
No one knows for sure, but there's a good chance that she will be released, set free, or possibly get a lenient suspended sentence.
That means we'll probably,
What? Get back together?
yeah, something like that.
Forget it. You've left Stacy too many times, especially when she's needed you most. Now, do you really think she'll take you back?
Well, I'm certainly gonna try.
Why don't you leave Stacy alone? Why don't you go back to North Carolina and run away the way you had planned?
I wasn't running, Gene. I just needed some time to straighten out my thoughts.
At Stacy's expense.
No. Look, I don't expect you to understand. I don't expect anybody to understand. Where is she, Gene?
Can't tell you that.
Can't or won't. Never mind. I'll find her myself. And when I do, she'll understand.
I hope I didn't wake you.
I was getting a cake from the oven.
Well, I'm not interested in your excuses. I'm here to see Charles, thank you.
He's in his study at the moment.
Well, do tell him I'm waiting.
Yes, sir.
And be quick about it, Mrs. Lucas. Though I know it's tough for you.
Well, hello, Vaughn. Nice to see you. Glad you could get away.
Well, why did you call me here to Kingsley?
Oh, well, I'll get to that in a minute. Sit down.
Thank you, but I'd rather stand. What was this urgent matter?
Well, you might say I'm doing you a favor.
A favor? What in the world are you talking about?
Well, I think you'll understand that a lot more when you hear what I have to say.
Look, if this has something to do with Carpenter Shipping, I'm not...
Indirectly, it does, yes, but it really has a lot more to do directly about Courtney.
She's seen Davidson again?
Certainly not.
Well, then what is it?
Well, on second thought, I think I'll let Courtney tell you herself. I think you'd appreciate it a lot more hearing it from her.
Look, Charles, I don't know what's going on here, but frankly, I don't enjoy these games.
I am not playing any games with you.
Well, then leave and bring Courtney down.
Yeah, I will in just a moment. But before I do, I want you to know that I've been seeing a lot of Courtney. We've been talking, I've been advising her, counseling her.
Wonderful. After all, that is what Preston asked you to do, in exchange for his seat once we're married. Though I loathe the possibilities, that is the deal you made.
I don't think you will be quite so sarcastic when you hear what she has to say.
Then bring her down.
I'll be happy to.
And Charles, this had better be good, because I don't like to waste time, and basically that's all I've done so far.
Oh, I don't think you're going to be disappointed at all.
Courtney's marrying Vaughn.
Yes, just as soon as possible.
I don't understand that. I just talked to her.
I know, she told me that.
Did she also tell you that she loves me?
Yeah, she told me that too.
And she's decided to marry this guy. I was hoping that...
I know, Peter, I know. You were hoping that she'd change her mind about Vaughn before she was forced into marrying him.
Yes.
Well, to tell you the truth, I was hoping the same thing.
Why?
Because she is in love with you. But she doesn't see a future for the two of you.
So she decides to run down the aisle with a guy that she doesn't even love? That doesn't make any sense.
Peter, this is a very difficult time in Courtney's life. And I know it's very hard for you, too. I understand that. But please, just try to see things as she does. I mean, she's scared. She has very deep feelings for you. She does, but as she sees it, there's no other choice except to marry Vaughn for her mother's sake and her father's.
So she jumps into marriage.
I think she's afraid that if she doesn't, she won't be able to handle her feelings for you. And since, as she sees things, marriage to Vaughn is inevitable, then why put things off?
Oh, she's got this whole thing mapped out, doesn't
No.
she?
No, I don't think that's true, and that's why I came here. Because I really think you still have a chance.
Oh, I have a chance. You think I have a chance after she's already made up her mind?
Well, that's one thing you have to understand. You have to understand where she's coming from. I guess ever since she was a little girl, her life has been planned for her. She doesn't make up her mind. They plan for her where she goes to school, who her friends will be. That's how life is for her.
She wanted her independence, so she came here to Kingsley.
Right. And she really enjoyed that independence until the demands of her family caught up with her and until a very special young man came along by the name of Peter Davidson. And she added it all together and it became very confusing.
So what am I supposed to do?
Okay. Go to Courtney, see her, talk to her.
What am I gonna say?
Tell her that you'll wait for her. That's all she needs to know.
She talked to Vaughn.
I don't think so. But if you go to her, I'm really sure she will put off these plans for an early marriage.
I don't think so. I don't think it'll work.
But you don't know that.
I told her I loved her. Now, what more can I do? She should know that if she wants me to wait for her, I will.
Tell her one more time.
No. No, Miriam, I am sick of chasing women who... Let's just drop it. If Courtney marries Vaughn, then she never really loved me.
Everything seems all right.
Come on, let's check the log. Maybe we can find something here.
Or a mechanic or somebody who might have seen something out of the ordinary.
Well, there's one thing for sure. Those three will be easy to spot, as long as we look in the right places.
Who's here?
You'll see.
Vaughn! Well, now I can see why you were so anxious to not tell me who it was. He didn't want to spoil the surprise.
I'm glad.
Well, I am quite sure you two have a lot to talk about, so I'll just go in the den and shuffle some papers.
I tried calling you last night, and then again this morning.
Funny, I didn't receive any messages. Let's see. Last night I was dining with a client, and this morning I was on my way here.
Well, I'm glad you decided to visit.
Are you?
Yes, I am. I have something to tell you, Vaughn. A decision that I've made.
About us?
Yes, about us.
Well?
Well, Vaughn, I've been doing a lot of thinking. I've come to realize that my stay here in Kingsley is just a waste of time. Well, the college isn't anything that I thought it would be, and the people here,
Yes?
well, the people only confuse me.
Including A certain...
You know, I think it's about time that I accept who I am as a carpenter and stop fighting it. I don't want to rebel anymore, Vaughn. I just want to get on with the business of living.
Do you really mean this?
Yes, I do.
Well, does that mean you don't want to finish school before marrying?
That's right.
Courtney, that's wonderful!
Yes, I thought you'd be pleased.
Oh, you don't know how happy that makes me. What brought this about?
Oh, gosh, I don't know.
Oh, come on. I mean, your Uncle Charles really knew what he was talking about this morning.
I'm sorry?
Well, I'm sure Charles played a role in your decision, didn't he?
No, Vaughn. The decision was mine.
Courtney, something must have happened. You don't change your mind just like that.
Well, I just thought about it and realized what it was that I had to do.
And what about Davidson?
What about Peter?
Is he out of your life?
Yes, Vaughn. He's out of my life.
Oh, Courtney, that's exactly what I wanted to hear. Oh, boy, this is a day I'll never forget. We'll never forget. Oh, Courtney, I'm the happiest man alive.
Yeah, sure, Walter. Yeah, you show me my paycheck.
Gino, buddy, where's those telegrams and champagne?
What?
Well, the congratulations for solving the Kate Carruthers murder.
Oh, the only thing I've gotten so far is a pat on the back by Walter McGovern.
Well, you'll be getting a lot more by tonight. Listen, you gotta come down to the station house and get some real praise. That'd give me a ribbon like you wouldn't believe. Yeah? Yeah, the chief of police says you should be writing an instruction booklet on police investigation. Listen, I hope you don't mind. I did tell the chief that I kind of helped you just a little bit this here and there along the way.
Yeah. Well, after I got the 3 pieces of solid evidence, you did help me a whole lot, John.
Well, you got to admit now, that second bullet theory was kind of a long shot. Long shot! You get it? Long shot.
Yeah, John, I think we all got it. What's the latest?
Sebastian Knight's wife's not taking his confession too well.
You know, that reminds me, I want to see her tomorrow if I can. Do you think she'll be able to give a statement for the paper?
I don't know. She was under pretty heavy sedation when I saw her.
Sebastian didn't tell her anything, huh?
No, it's almost like he took that night and he just kind of like put it out of his mind altogether.
Yeah, I think he tried to do that. I wonder why he came back from Switzerland. I mean, from there he could have gone anywhere, just simply disappeared, but he didn't.
I think his wife had a lot to do with it. She wanted him to come back to visit with his kids. He's got 3 of them, and they're all college age.
All of this for a silly campaign.
All this for stupid ambition. It's become increasingly apparent that this election win was more for Sebastian Knight than it was for Lee Carruthers.
Yeah. For the power behind the throne.
Yeah.
You know, that reminds me, Lee Carruthers stopped by a while ago and wanted to make an official statement.
Oh, yeah? What did he say?
Said he wanted to be divorced from any implications with Sebastian.
Yeah.
Personally, I hope the party pressures him to resign.
Yeah, you and me both.
Oh, and Prescott was by here, too. He wanted to know about Stacy.
Yeah, well, that's a good question. Legally, who knows? But I'll tell you one thing, she's gonna need a lot of psychological help.
Yeah. Hope she can pull through this whole thing. I mean, she's been hurt so much, you know. Poor baby.
Gene, Sergeant, I've been looking all over for you. I read your story about Sebastian Knight.
Oh.
Now, does this mean that Stacy's going to be freed?
Well, we don't really know for sure, except for the courts. I'd say she got a pretty good chance.
Oh, I know that's going to be good news for Dave. Say, have either of you seen him?
You haven't heard about the Bible?
No, what?
Well, Jeremy Lancelot took the Dar es Salaam Bible over to the clinic, and 2 guys with guns made off with it.
What? When did this happen?
About 3 hours ago.
That's why nobody at the clinic answered. Well, is everybody all right?
Yes, they're okay. Jeremy took a little blow to the head.
Wait a minute, and that's the Bible that's supposed to be auctioned at that art museum, right?
Yeah, well, at least it was going to be auctioned.
Well, I got a couple of my men on it, and they're covering the main airport. Dave and Jeremy thought they might be taking a private plane, so they're checking that out.
I hope they're going to be all right.
They don't seem to be here. I'm not renting a plane from this airport.
least not according to the records.
Well, maybe they own their own or rented one from someplace else.
It's coming from the hangar.
Everything is ready, princess!
Good!
You're not going anywhere.
This smell will not stop us, princess. I will see to that.
I have this habit of always focusing on the negative, and I'm determined not to do that anymore. I think there's a very positive side to what the future holds for us.
Oh, and exactly what is that?
A family, Vaughn, a big family. I want a lot of children.
Boy, first you want to rush into marriage, and then you want to start a family right away.
Yes. And you know, the more I think about it, the more I really like the idea. Don't you? Vaughn?
Why do you want the Bible? What are you going to do with it?
We are only taking what is rightfully ours. I would advise you to stay perfectly still.
We got one last chance.